Melbourne. They're expecting the development to commence by the middle of this year and be complete by the time that the Women's World Cup is played in Australia in 2023. Football infrastructure much needed, especially down in the southern states, Archie. Plenty of ovals, but not many rectangular versions.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, when Western United were obviously talking about coming into the league, they had such a great infrastructure that was obviously just waiting for the government to give the approval, and they have, and it's what we need as a code. But it gives opportunity to kids, and that's what you want to do. You want to be able to give kids an outlet, give them a dream, and that's a real possibility with what Western United have done.
Perth Glory making their way back on to GMHBA Stadium for the second half. Alessandro Diamanti is animated as always. Richie Garcia already making one change in that first half. Daniel Steintz coming off midway through that first half for Carlo Omiento. Jamie McLaren on the sideline for us this afternoon. The Socceroo told us that there was no injury. Let's go now down to the sideline and join the coach of Western United, Mark Redan. You'd be pretty pleased with that, I'd imagine, Mark.
Yeah, it was good, Zappers. I thought we started quite brightly. We spoke about that, and I thought we could have had an extra couple had we have taken the right decisions. So it's more about decision making in the final third and execution as well. But otherwise, it's okay. But against a team like Perth, you've got Keogh and Fornaroli up front. You've got to be on your guard. So we're pushing to get the second one now in the second half.
Hey, Mark, are you happy with Diamante with his positioning? You talked about in the press conference that you want to see him closer. He seems to be picking up really great spots, and he's linking up well with Bessart.
Yeah, look, part of the game plan today was to put him on the opposite side, so he's he's closer to kind of Payne as well, and they're combining extremely well. And he's overloading that midfield area, so that's another thing that we worked on as well. And the movement in the midfield's been great because we've been playing through their lines, quite often. So nothing changes there, but we might see a change and put him on the other opposite side in the second half at some point as well.
Thanks for joining us, Mark.
No worries, thank you.
An impressive first half by Western United. Perth Glory with that short turnaround, making a couple of changes at half-time. So getting ready to come on. Wilson, who came into the squad, wasn't part of the squad on Wednesday night. And Riley Warland wearing the number 37 for the Glory. Great story around Riley Warland, which I'll share with you during this second half. No changes for Western United. But understandably, Richie Garcia rotating his team with such a hectic schedule coming up.
Yeah, well, he needs to, because every player in everyone's squad in the A-League this year is going to be used, and especially when you're a team that has to travel like Perth has and hasn't played much football, and all of a sudden you've got so many games in a couple of weeks. The rotation needs to be done because you don't want to injure your players. You've got to think of their safety, and it's really hard, obviously, for managers in this period to be able to manage players. But that's the world we're living in at the moment, and credit to the players because they're still putting on such a great product.
Yeah, great first half of football. Can Western United push on and get that second, which would make it very difficult for the Glory? Game wide open though. Let's see what the substitutes can do for Perth. Warland moving into that left back role for Perth. Scock involved early on.
This is obviously where Western United need to be careful because they were so dominant in that first half. There was always going to be a reaction from Perth, and these early stages of any second half can be dangerous for a team that's leading, so there can't be any complacency.
Hodgman with a long ball forward, looking for Bruno Fornaroli. Aaron Calmer does well to read that one early. Here's Warland, the substitute. Early ball in, dealt with by Durante. Now Kilkenny, that's a smart ball, isn't it? Fornaroli. Quickly closed down. Here's Walland again. He's becoming an outlet early on, isn't he? Yento looking to return the favour. Kilkenny. This is better from Perth. How about that for Besart Berisha, just selling in the dummy, the big centre-back. D'Agostino. Dangerous ball cut out by Connor Payne, and Connor Payne winning the free kick.
Yeah, bright start from Perth. You could already see that their intention is to obviously stretch Western United, look for runs in behind, which they probably weren't doing so much in the first half. So it'll be interesting to see what Richie said at half-time, but just not a strong enough pass by Agostino, but great alertness from Connor Payne to draw that foul.
He's Andrew Durante in his 399th appearance in NSL and A-League football, going forward, winning the free kick.
That's what you get from Andrew Durante, just a wealth of experience, knows when to draw the foul. That injection into the midfield from the back's always difficult for any defending team because it just adds another player and an overload.
Diamanti with the ball, long one. Just a bit too long out of the reach for Tommy Wooscock.
Great little ball by Diamanti just there. One of the Perth Glory players was checked to allow Wooscock to be able to get that space, but just overhit by Diamanti. It's not usually when we're saying that because his passes are always on point.
Here's Stephen Lustica for Western United. Tomoki Imai. He was very good in that first half. Hasn't opened his account yet for Western United. Got close in that first half, the Japanese player. He was very good making those runs. His eyes lit up. Looking to open up his account. Mark Redan very animated on the sideline early doors in this second half.
Yeah, be disappointed with the way that...
Ball over the top by Kilkenny, but the angle was too tight in the end. Did it take a deflection? I think it might have. Corner kick.
Yeah, Mark Rudin on the sideline, obviously marshalling his troops. He's disappointed with the way that his team have started the second half, especially the way that they ended it.
Armiento winning the corner kick. Whipped into the near post. Aaron Calver is there. Wins the header. Still not clear of the danger for Western United. Kilkenny again. Another deflection. Claims for handball from the Perth Glory players. And play continues. D'Agostino looking to make connection from that long ball. Keogh, does he keep it in? He doesn't, says the referee. The flag went up here on the near side. Perth thought there may have been claims for a penalty, but the ball may have been out already. So says the assistant.
It'll be interesting to watch that replay because Perth are definitely going more direct. Agostino wins the header, might be an offside. Keogh sort of just drifted off into an offside position. And I think that ball did roll out, but...
Well, if it wasn't offside, the ball was over the line, wasn't it? One or the other. There's D'Agostino, who tries his luck from a distance. And had plenty of power behind it. But that's easy for Philip Curto from that range. One of the best shot stoppers in the A-League, Philip Curto. Only player to start every game for Western United.
Great position by Agostino. Not afraid to pull the trigger from any distance, and that's what you want from your young players, that confidence to be able to pick up good positions, turn,
yep,
and you know, hit the ball with some venom.
Yep. I was going to say the Western United keeper was fantastic last weekend, wasn't he? You were sitting on the sideline in that game against Melbourne City, and 6 saves he clocked up, kept United in the game. There's Diamanti for Berisha again. Dane Ingham's quick. Flag goes up. Striker just veering offside.
Again, a beautiful ball by Diamanti to be able to find Bessar Berisha, but I love the way that Bessar Berisha still finding shoulders, accelerating into space.
There's a player down behind play. We'll keep an eye on that. The referee has seen it. It's Carlo Armiento. He's come on as one of the first half substitutions. Perth Glory players not happy at all. There's something behind the play. I'm sure the referee and the VAR crew will have a close look. Let's have a look here. Wasn't much in that. Tommy Uscock playing on the ground, on this ground, and they'd call it a shirt front, Archie, but perhaps there wasn't a lot of venom in it. Might have just taken the wind out of him, though.
Yeah, look, when you're getting body checked and you're not prepared for it, it obviously can wind you, and I think on this occasion it has, but I don't think Uscock's done anything wrong there. He's just sort of stood his ground. Armiento just wasn't aware of where he was, but I like the way that Perth has started this second half. They're really stretching Western United. Western United was so compact in that first half and didn't really allow Perth to be able to play and get into any kind of rhythm. So now that they're looking to go more direct, stretch the defence, and once you start to do that, like I said in the first half, Western United become wary of that, so they drop deeper, and that's when you start to find little pockets, and this is what Agostino does so well in, is he finds those pockets, and you know, he turned and he had a shot from distance, but again, when they start to get a little bit closer and those are on target, you're going to obviously be difficult for Curto.
Confirmation that VAR has had a look at it and has given it the all clear, so no further action. Free kick Perth, play on. Ingham looking to release Keogh, but Wujitsa read it well. Payne looking to thread it through for his former Melbourne victory, and now Western United teammate in Bessar Berisha. The Perth can see the improvement in this second half. It's not all Western United's way as we saw in the first 45. We've got a game on our hands.
And it would have been Richie Garcia in the change room just saying, guys, look, we need to be more competitive, but we need to be smart. Too many times in that first half, they were giving the ball away cheaply. Not so many mistakes, but they're closing and pressing is a lot better this half.
Another free kick, this time to Agostino. Taken quickly by Dane Ingham. Fornaroli on, and good movement out on that left-hand side. Warland looking to move it quickly. Fornaroli receives. Now a chance for the Glory, and the equaliser is there. And he's done it again. Carlo Armiento, 2 in 2. The substitute, the super sub, gets them back on level terms.
It was almost a matter of time. You could see that the way that they stretched them. Armiento found some great space out wide. We thought he would play Dane Ingham with the overlapping run. It's almost similar to the position where he scored the goal against Adelaide United. I almost thought that the play had fallen apart, but Bruno Fornaroli picks up a beautiful position. Lovely run in behind. What a finish.
Gee, he's got a strike on him, Carlo Armiento. Within the space of a few days, He's broken the net just about here at GMHBA Stadium. As I said, game on, 1-1.
Well, I can tell you, keepers don't like to be beaten at the near post. Curto would be very disappointed with that, but what a wonderful strike that was. Already having so much confidence after that goal against Adelaide. He's made an immediate impact, and that's what you want from your substitutes. You want them to have an impact.
What have Western United got now? The momentum has shifted in this contest. Can Mark Redan's side find something to respond? We're set for riveting into this one. Here's Aaron Kelver. He's been good since coming on, hasn't he? The substitute out on that left-hand side. Warland winning it. Once again, Fornaroli. What about that for a finish? Bruno Fornaroli. Perth go bang, bang, and all of a sudden, they are in front.
You just can't blink. Who would have thought this would have been the start of the second half for Perth Glory? But again, Armiento, beautiful run in behind. Oh, and the audacity for Bruno Fornaroli. He's got so much quality in that box. And that ball was going behind. I know there was a player in behind. He could have maybe have left it to, but not Bruno Fornaroli. He wants to score goals.
His 100th A-League game, and what a way to mark the occasion. Bruno Fornaroli, one of the best strikers we've seen in the A-League, and he reminded us just then why. Perth 2, Western United 1. All of a sudden, this game has been turned on its head. A couple of substitutions now for Western United. Mark Redan makes the changes. It's a disconsolate Bessar Parisha coming off. Dylan Piraeus coming on. And another one to come as well. This is a great story too. Brendan Hamill coming back into action after doing his knee, requiring surgery. It's been a long time out of the game, and Brendan Hamill is back on the pitch. Aaron Kelver making way. Great to see a player of his stature back on the field. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, I've done my knee before. I know how difficult it is to come back from that. But I wonder if that substitution was because of Kelver losing that ball up high, and the press wasn't there for Western United as it was in the first half, and it allowed Armiento to get that space in behind. And again, what a wonderful ball in to Bruno Fornaroli. Well, it doesn't take much to turn a game of football. Western United, can they find something here? Lockie Wales comes on. It's a header, and it's a goal. Unbelievable. What about this? Dylan Piraeus, his first touch of the game. And Western United say, you know what, Perth? We can respond. What a game this is in Geelong. I tell you what, people at the beach in Geelong, pack up your towel, come to Geelong Stadium because there's a game. Lockie Wales sizes up his defender. But what a wonderful header that is. He still had a lot to do because that ball that Lockie Wales played in didn't have much power, so he still had to generate it. And to be able to still get that angle, what a wonderful finish. This is what Lockie Wales does so well. Sees the opportunity to go at his defender. And what a first touch. You come on, you put him 2-2. What a game we have installed. Wow, this is the A-League at its best. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. What a second half we're seeing here in Geelong. Perth Glory came out in the second half with a point to prove. They scored 2, and within seconds, Western United respond. Just when you thought the momentum had swung permanently. Dylan Piraeus makes a run, he goes down. The referee says, no, get up, son. Play on. Wow. Take a breath. I tell you what, I love compact football and when team structured, but
It's more exciting when teams are stretched because you get to see the quality of so many players. Dylan Piraeus, this is what he does so well. He uses his attributes, which is his speed, and immediately he's making an impact in the game by making these runs in behind that maybe Bessa Parisha hasn't got the pace for. And he's already making Perth Glory think about their defenders going forward.
Here's Fornaroli, he won't give up. Fighting for every ball. Imai back to Curto. Now Durante. Got some space to move, he'll use it, the veteran. Now Lockie Wales. He's certainly provided an injection of enthusiasm and speed. Exactly what Mark Redan would have wanted. Victor Sanchez makes a great run. Ball finds him, and that's a corner to Western United.
Well played, Western United. Really starting to string some passes together, a bit more composed on the ball. Those substitutions are making immediate impact, using their speed and their pace to open up Western Perth Glory.
Corner kick. Durante challenging. Perth clear the danger for the moment. Let's then down to Jamie McLaren. How about that for a start to the second half, Jamie?
It was about 3 goals in about 5 minutes. Yeah, it's crazy down here. I think both coaches were sort of happy with the goals cast when they went 2-1 up, and obviously Rudin wasn't too happy.
There's a chance here for Western United, and there's another one. Can you believe it? Dylan Piraeus has come on and scored twice and turned this game around again. Piraeus, Western United 3, Perth Glory 2.
Zappers, I'll tell you what, I'm too scared to blink. I don't know what's going to happen. But a wonderful ball into an area, and he doesn't give up on it, and he swivels, and he just laces it into the bottom corner. Imai had that impact in the first half, just hitting an area, but didn't give up on it, the young striker. It's almost like he's touched it 4 times and he's got 2 goals.
Where has this been from Dylan Piraeus? We've seen Mark Redan use him in a right-back role in the first game of the season, but this is just unbelievable, Archie.
Well, with the squads being so short of numbers, you want to have players that are versatile. And Dylan Piraeus, we've seen him play out wide, we've seen him play defensively, and he can play them places. But I tell you what, up front, he's got the speed. Surely he's got the confidence now. 2 goals. Wow, what a game we have.
Another substitution for Perth Glory, and it's Andy Keogh making way for Bryce Bafford. Wow. This game is something to behold. And it ain't over yet. Don't go anywhere. Goal kick to Western United. What about Dylan Piraeus? Obviously, Mark Redan has seen something in this kid, because what we've seen in the last 5 minutes has been brilliant to watch. Here's Connor Payne, who was outstanding in that first half for Western United. Now Lockie Wales. Diamante. Looking for that long-range ball again. Warland wins it that time. Kilkenny in a race to the ball. Brilliantly won again. This cutback just wasn't quite there, was it? The crowd's up and about, on their feet. They're enjoying this contest, and so are we.
What a wonderful challenge by Hamill. Especially too after he's come back from such an injury.
He was running like a right back.
I think he got a little bit gassed there, all the excitement of making that first challenge.
He could have made the... Here's the corner. Oh, what about that, Diamante? I reckon he might have gone for that. He saw Liam Reddy off his line, and he thought, I'll have a go. Now the reverse pass. Brilliant football again. Western United with another chance. And this time it's over the bar. Brendan Hamill getting involved, coming on as a substitute.
Oh, yeah, you can see he's gone for that. He's shaped up to cross it, but he's seen that the goalkeeper's maybe thinking early to go early. But I tell you, what a wonderful cross that is. And
here's D'Agostino. It ain't over yet. There's a late challenge there. That'll get you into trouble. There's the yellow card, the first of the afternoon. Great opening there for Perth Glory. Hamill seeing the danger and doing what he had to do.
well, it's all about the subs that have been made. Every team, both teams, subs have had impacts on this match. Dylan Pariah's 2 goals. Great little touch by D'Agostino to elude the challenge of Hamill. And any defender in that position, knowing that if he lets him by it, he's on and goal. So great challenge from Hamill. And still finding his feet. He's only just back into, the full swing of things. So hopefully nothing too serious for D'Agostino.
I'm still finding my breath after that craziness, Archie. What a second half of football. I've seen a lot of A-League games and haven't seen too many like this. Great entertainment, great football, great finishing. Some amazing goals. And what an impact the substitutes have made. I spoke about Carlo Armiento being the super sub. Well, Dylan Pariah comes on and says, don't worry about that super sub, what about me? And scores 2 to put his team back in front.
Well, Lockie Wales even has had such an impact. I know that they were brought in a little bit too late, I think, in the game against City. Obviously, Mark Ruden's not making that mistake again. And Dylan Pariah, what 2 wonderful finishes. I tell you what, I've got the Garmin watch on. I went for a run this morning, did 5Ks. I don't reckon I've reached the heart rate that I have today in the space of 10 minutes, but what an entertaining game of football that we're watching.
The A-League at its best. Some of our youngsters on the big stage. Great ball into the far post, and there it is again. I cannot believe it. Nick D'Agostino has done it. He has scored another goal to equalise yet again for the Perth Glory. This ain't over. D'Agostino makes it 3 for Perth. Kilkenny delivers a brilliant ball. D'Agostino a brilliant finish. 3-3.
It's almost like the same set play against Adelaide United. Mark Ruden be so disappointed with his defenders after knowing that they go to the back post. Agostino again makes that late run, but what a header too. He's got up nice and early, directed it down with power. And I tell you what, Curto's not stopping that, but for me, defensively, you can't leave a player like that unmarked, knowing that he scored a goal like that only three days ago. And he was the one that looked like he was going to get stretched from the challenge from Hamill.
And the game is only 70 minutes old, Archie. Western United 3, Perth Glory 3. How about this from entertaining football? They've now 8 goals in 2 games. Perth Glory scored 8 goals in 2 games and conceded 6. I'm not sure Richie Garcia will be too happy about the conceding 6 bit, but they're the entertainers.
It's certainly not about conceding. Sometimes it's about the response. And the response from both teams has been excellent.
Well, I know you were in the boxing ring yesterday. This is just like a heavyweight bout, 15 rounds. Who can respond? Each team has shown some character this afternoon, that's for sure.
I tell you what, I think I'd rather be in that boxing ring with Michael Zarefa, who obviously has got a big fight against Anthony Mundine in a couple of weeks. But Armoretto, again, finding some space, drawing the foul. Seems so confident after coming straight on.
Yeah, Armiento's been fantastic. What a great finish it was from him too, but it's not just that, he's been involved in everything, hasn't he? Here's another corner kick for Perth Glory. Dane Ingham. No, it's not a corner. My apologies. Came off. The New Zealand international. Here's Hamill. Be a brave person to predict which way this game will end up. Archie, 3-3 with plenty of time to play.
really impressed with the Perth Glory's press in the second half. Especially Warland on the left there coming on, making immediate impact. But again, Fornaroli.
And it's won by Sanchez. Here's Lockie Wales. Sanchez again, Victor Sanchez. Turns on a dime. Decides for a pass across the 18-yard box. Diamante wasn't on the same page. But it's another corner kick.
You can't speak about one player up the other end because it just goes so quickly up the other end. But Bruno Fornaroli starting to have more of an impact in the game. But just as you take a breath on that, Western United are up the other end.
Well, Western United are undefeated in their past 4 games in Geelong. 3 wins and a draw. Here's Diamante again. This time to the far post. Nobody there. How about this craziness in this second half? It started with the substitute, Armiento. Then Fornaroli in his 100th game. Then Dylan Piraeus comes on and says, hold on a minute. Here's one. And look at this. Shrugs off 2 challenges. Finishes. It wasn't over there. D'Agostino scored 2 on Wednesday night. Scores another one now. Game on, 3-3.
And they were all quality finishes. There was no tap-ins there. Every single goal was world class.
Piraeus trying to win it forward again. Sanchez and Diamante. This is Western United trying to work it forward again. MI just losing possession that time. This game is open. I've just got a funny feeling it ain't going to finish at 3-3, Archie. Here's Victor Sanchez. Now Connor Payne for Lockie Wales. Can't miss him in those boots. Great ball in by Payne. Lustica. Here is a great central ball. Piraeus was on a hat-trick. Just tried to control it on his chest there, and poor first touch. Open the door for the Glory. Lustica wins it. Piraeus, was he fouled? No, says Jonathan Pereira. Another twist and a turn. Connor Payne to Dylan Piraeus. To Lockie Wales. And here's another chance for Western United to go in front again. And guess what? They're in front again. Tomoki Imai scores his first goal for Western United. And this seesawing affair takes another twist. I told you, Archie, there was going to be more.
I don't think I've ever seen a crazier game of football, especially in one half. But it's a 2 substitute again that combined. Imai was influential in that first half. Thinking when he gets in the 18-yard box, this is where he gets nosebleeds, but there was nosebleeds there. He's hit the roof of the net with some venom. But what about the combination play between Lockie Wales and Dylan Perez? It all started out wide with Connor Payne. But what a wonderful finish. He's been getting forward all day.
Wow. Now, VAR is just going to have a quick look at the offside. Is there an offside here? The ball is played. It's tight. I can't see it. And good news for Western United fans. The goal stands.
Well, I almost thought they were going to draw that line, and we've seen it last night with Sydney FC with the goal that was disallowed. Couldn't quite see where the line was to say that was offside, but they've got it right there, and what a wonderful goal that was.
What a wonderful contest this is. Great advertisement for the A-League this afternoon in Geelong. Those punters who decided not to go to the beach, Archie, they've made the right call today. There's some hefty challenges going in there, and Jonathan Barrero finally blows his whistle for the foul on Bruno Fornaroli.
Yeah, this is what Bruno does really well. When he's got the ball in his possession, he's already looking for, especially in tight areas, already looking to draw a foul. And he's done that on this occasion, but this is really a telling time for Perth Glory, especially in this little period, because it's going to be starting to be some heavy legs out there, especially in this last sort of 10 to 15 minutes, especially when you've had to get yourself off the canvas and get going again. But I tell you what, I wonder what impact Sullivan's going to have, because we've seen it all with the subs.
Yeah, Sullivan coming on for Dane Ingham, bodies flying everywhere. Here's another chance. It is an equaliser. I see it, but Archie, this is crazy. Perth Glory respond for a fourth time today. And guess who it is? Perth Glory 4, Western United 4. Carla Armiento does it again.
Wow, what a game of football we have here. Just a ball into some area, not dealt with really well. Be disappointed with that clearance. Kind of didn't see it till late, bounces off him, but Armiento, that's what you want. You want players to stay alive in that 16, 18-yard box. And that's 3 goals in 2 games for the young fella. What a game we have in store.
He comes on as a substitute and does this. That left foot, he has some precision and some power. He doesn't need a second invitation, does he? The former Adelaide boy. He's made an impact. Mark Rudan will be pulling his hair out. What does his team have to do I said in the lead up to that goal that bodies were flying everywhere, Archie. So VAR is checking just to see there was no foul. And we've just got confirmation that the goal will stand. So this crazy football match continues. More than 10 minutes to go. We've had 8 goals. Let's get out the record books. There haven't been too many 5-4s. I think you might have been involved in one once upon a time.
That was a long time ago, mate, it seems, but Imai would be so disappointed. Maybe it was a bit of the sun in his eye and he saw it a little bit late, but you've still got to be alert for that second ball.
To Sanchez, what a ball that is. Almost finding its target, it does now. Imai, Diamante. Oh, what about that for a finish? Stephen Lustica just thought he'd try his luck on the volley.
Everyone's just trying to get in the act here. And this is what you want to see from Lustica. Getting into goal-scoring positions. Okay, it was a bit of a fortuitous deflection that led into his path, but he stayed alert and got it on target.
Still plenty of time left in this classic contest. This is Lockie Wales. Full of energy, coming on as a second-half substitute. Connor Payne's been tireless today. Here it is now for Payne. Makes a good run into the box. Connor Payne to the byline and corner kick Western United.
Again, Connor Payne sizes up his defender, sees the space, uses his speed and attacks that line. That's what I like about these wide players, especially Connor Payne. He's already attacking that line.
Sanchez that time to the near post, and Liam read it well and delivered early. Here's Armiento with plenty of space to work in. He'll run into the box. Carlo Armiento, don't get him on his left. No foul there. He was on his right. Now more room for the Glory. D'Agostino from a distance. Curto handles it. Armiento down after that challenge. Probably mostly from exhaustion, I reckon. He's up on his feet now. Western United will continue playing.
If I was Mark Rudin, I'll be urging his players to get forward as much as possible because there's a few tired Perth Glory legs out there.
Well, there's a foul on Lockie Wales, surely. Good Kilkenny demonstrating.
You can see that with that run with Armiento, there was no one in support, so he was almost looking for the penalty. Yeah, Aspro dragging the player down there, but yeah, Mark Rudin surely be urging his players, knowing that they'll be tired. They've exerted a lot of energy, this Perth Glory team, from Wednesday night. The travel, the heat, the adrenaline, because that can be a factor in games like this.
Well, if you're just tuning in, your eyes aren't playing tricks on you. Western United 4, Perth Glory 4. Plenty of football to be played here in Geelong. Diamante with the ball. Good one it is. Piraeus was almost there. Last-ditch defending did the job. Corner kick.
You can tell that that was a set play that was worked on the training pitch. Shaped up to look to play the ball in behind. They overloaded the back post there, and it was that smart little run by Dylan, but just the ball stuck up. And you couldn't get the strike up, but well defended by Perth.
Outswinger is the call. Here's Diamante with that outswinger. And now another chance for Lustica! Stephen Lustica makes it 5 for Western United. And this crazy game continues. The home side back in front.
What I was talking about before the game, I can't remember a goal that Lustica scored. He's been pushed up higher. They don't deal with it, Perth Glory. And Lustica is there to dispatch it, but there was players in front of Liam Reddy. Probably saw the ball late. A few deflections. They don't clear it there. In a position like that, all you want to do is try to hit it towards goal. And any little deflection puts the goalkeeper off.
Well, the record books have been consulted. One thing I can tell you, Archie, is the most goals we've had in a second half of A-League football in 16 years of its history. Unbelievable. 1-0 at half-time it was to Western United. We've had 8 goals in the second half. Tell you what, I haven't called a game of football in a long, long time, but if it's this good, I'm coming back. Here we go again. Here's Perth. Have they got the sucker punch? Not this time. Durante. Pulled down, was he? No, he wasn't. Play on the call. Brandon Wilson said, no, there's nothing in that. Let's go. And here they come, Perth. Bryce Baffert. Now Nick Sullivan. The substitute's getting on the ball. Wilson. Aspropotomides. First touch from Baffert. Wasn't great. Western United win back possession. Geez, he'll be sore tonight, Alessandro Diamante. Do you reckon he's seen too many of these games in the Serie A in his career? I don't reckon. More 1-0s and 0-0s over there.
I don't think he's seen this type of football. I haven't seen this type of football. He almost ran into that Perth Glory looking for the foul, but it gives a little break because it's been end-to-end stuff. And I wouldn't put it past any team to be scoring another goal. I mean, Perth Glory, it just seems like when one team's getting away, the other one draws them back. But I wonder how much of an impact the game on Wednesday is going to be telling on Perth.
One thing Mark Rudin will be yelling at his players to do now is to make sure there are no defensive lapses. They've had a few today. Perth Glory have been brilliant in exposing them. 5's enough, he'd be saying. And there's a yellow card for the Italian international. Relax, he's saying, relax. He plays with a smile on his face. We love watching him play, but guess what? Today he hasn't been the star. There have been plenty of others around him. He's been brilliant, though. But he won't grab the headlines. Stephen Lustica, at the moment, the hero, with Western United's go-ahead goal. How many times have Western United taken the lead today only to be equalised? I've lost count. Dylan Pereus, there's 2 of them for the home side. He just had no support, ran out of space. I think they're content now to hold on to this one, if they can, and not push for a 6th. Durante. What a big occasion it will be for him next game. Game number 400 for Andrew Durante. What about that? Just ran out of space, Imai. He's been fantastic. He's done a power of work. He scored a goal. One of the best games I've seen him play in a Western United shirt.
You can see what Western United are doing right now. They've got men behind the ball. They don't look to stretch in numbers in counter. They're looking to shut up the game, I think, and credit to Perth Glory. They're still driving and trying to find that equaliser.
When someone like Bruno Fornaroli's on the ball, you know they're dangerous. That attack broken up, but here's Diamanti now. Look at that run from Alessandro Diamanti. There's the yellow ticket. That was the only way Perth Glory were going to stop him there.
That's what you call in the biz a professional foul. Because Diamanti, when he's in that form going forward and other players around him, you need to make the decision, and smart challenge from Sullivan. I know they were having a few words down here in the sideline. That's almost like 1-1.
We approached the 90-minute mark. We've had that many goals. We could be playing an extra 10 minutes, Archie.
Well, I've just rang down to the producer because we got the post game. I'm saying you need to put another 10 minutes on just for the goals.
I've just been told there'll be 7 added minutes. So there could be more. There could be more drama, more spectacular goals. This game has been full of it.
And Western United, they need to be smart now. They've got the lead. They don't want to concede like they have, and just see out this match. This is an important game for them. It's their first win of the season.
Can Perth find something? They've got time. Kilkenny. His passing range has been brilliant today. That's no exception. Umai wins it back for Western United. He's still going. What about the engine? The time he gives it away. Orland. Lively ball over the top. D'Agostino. Hamill does enough. Here we go again with Lockie Wales. Checks his run, looks around, there's only white shirts around him.
And that's the smart football that we're talking about.
Here's Fornaroli, can he get on the end of this one? Goes down in the challenge, nothing in it. Jamie McLaren is on the sideline. I haven't seen too many games like it, Jamie, but you've got a unique position down there. What's it been like the last few minutes?
I've got the best seat in the house. To be honest, it's not a bad debut for me to come to these games. Mark Rudin keeps asking me a few questions about if the goals have been offside or if we can go to VAR, but look, it's crazy down in mental. I've not seen a game like this in a very long time, and it's just end-to-end, and Western just seem to want to see the game out now.
Yeah, here come Perth again. They want to see the game out. They've got some defensive work to do. You notice, Jamie, that from Western's point of view, They're sitting back now, and they just need to hold on to this advantage.
Yeah, they are now, and they've obviously got Dylan and Lockie to try and make the runs in behind to spread them and spread Perth's back four and just make sure they can just waste as much time as you can see now. They're just trying to waste as much time as they can on the other side of the pitch.
Well, an unbelievable amount of time added on, so the Glory have that up their sleeve. Some long balls creeping in.
You can see Perth Glory there. They're starting to throw men forward, trying to play that long, direct ball, and hopefully West United will make a mistake, or there's a flick on that allows a Perth Glory player to get in behind to create something. But like Jamie has said, I think West United are just locking up the shop and won't want to concede here.
Glory scored 5 goals on Wednesday night in their 5-3 win against Adelaide United. They've got 4 tonight, but they've conceded 5. So 8 conceded for Richie Garcia's side in 2 games. 9 scored, unbelievable. Here is the winning goal as it stands. Still time to play. But is that the decisive moment? Stephen Lustica.
Well, I can't say yes right now because this has been a funny game of football. But
who would predict anything in this one, Arch?
Exactly, but Lustica stays alive, knows he just has to hit the target, and any deflection, that goes in.
Here's Warland for Perth. They got something here, Sullivan. There's a challenge there on the edge of the area. On Bryce Bafford. Gee, there were a few questions asked by the Perth Glory players. Connor Payne with a risky one.
Yeah, I'd like to see that on the replay because Connor Payne seemed to come across. No, there was no trailing leg.
Nothing in it.
No contact. And he didn't really have control of the ball. So, smart decision by the referee. Hearts and mouths stuff for West United fans.
There's Kilkenny for Perth. Now Lustica. D'Agostino couldn't get there. Brandon Wilson, Kilkenny, the go-to man. A bad ball in and the header from D'Agostino. Not too far away. Once again, it was Neil Kilkenny who created the opportunity for the young striker.
That was a beautiful ball floated in by Kilkenny. Saw the run of Agostino late, and it wasn't many Perth Glories making that run. Players, and Agostino rises high. Just gets underneath the ball to be able to get it down towards the goal, but a half chance there. I'll tell you what, there's not many left for Perth Glory.
Alessandro Diamanti takes a well-earned break, taking as much time as humanly possible to get off the ground. He sees Jamie McLaren down on the sideline, says, "What are you doing there?" He speaks very highly of Jamie McLaren, I can tell you.
He's wondering why he's not wearing Diamanti's jersey that he got the game last week.
Jerry Scottadis going on for Diamanti. They're almost there. Western United. Most goals ever scored in a second half. If you've just joined us, the story of this game is unbelievable. At half-time, it was 1-0 to the home side. And then the craziness ensued. It's been seesaw all afternoon. Dylan Piraeus with a brace was one of the big reasons this game turned on its head. Kalaami Ento as well for Perth Glory. Lockie Wales has been terrific since coming on. The substitutes have made an impact on both sides, Archie.
Exactly what you want to see from your players. And I tell you what, both coaches can't be disappointed. I know Mark Roon, if he sees this one out, he'll be so delighted with his team's response after taking a lead, losing it, taking it back. But then Richie Garcia, on the other hand, be delighted with his players and the way that they never given up. And it's, yeah, look, there's still time. You can never say that this game's over until the final whistle, but you must be pleased.
Kilkenny, is there one last chance here for the Glory? Riley Warland. His ball cut out. Long ball in for Fauna Riley. Connor Payne doing his defensive duties. And that's just get it out, because that is the end of an extraordinary game of A-League football. It'll go down as a classic. Western United with their first win of the season over a gallant Perth Glory. Western United 5, Perth Glory 4. Archie Thompson, that is one of the most crazy games of football we've seen.
Well, I needed to take that breath because what a fantastic game of football. And it's funny, you remember certain sporting events that you're at. Kathy Freeman, the 400-metre run in 2000 Olympics. 6-0 win at a grand final.
Archie scores 5.
I always got to put that in. But I tell you what, I'll be remembering this match for a long time, because that was one of the most entertaining football games that I've seen in a long, long time. And we talk about teams trying to be compact and structured. Let's scrap that. Let's just play open football, and whoever ends up with the highest amount of goals at the end of the game, okay, you're the fair winner. But I tell you what, credit to Perth Glory, the way that they kept in the game, looked out of it in that first half, but the way that both teams responded and the quality of the goals, unbelievable.
There was a period of 5 goals in about 6 minutes, Archie. It was 1-0 at half-time. And then Bruno Fornaroli, Carlo Armiento for Perth Glory got them in front. They were 2-1 up. Then Western United makes it 2-2. Dylan Piraeus comes on, scores a double in a couple of minutes. They're in front again. Nick D'Agostino says, no way. I scored 2 the other night. I'll score another one tonight. 4-4. And then Stephen Lustica steps up and scores the winner with a few minutes to go.
Wow. I mean, you got to take a breath just watching those replays. But, you know, Lustica, we talked about him pre-game, want to see more of him going forward. And because he is playing in that position where he needs to create, needs to score, he's the one that's going to be in the headlines tomorrow, because he's the one that got the winner. What a fantastic game of football.
And he joins us now, Stephen Lustica. How good was that?
Yeah, look, it was a crazy game. You know, I thought first half we did quite well. We're in control of the game, and, you know, we wanted to continue that in the second half. And unfortunately, we dropped off a bit. We conceded some sloppy goals, but look, it was a crazy game. We came back many times in the game, and obviously it was very important for us to get the win at the end.
Well, it must be important too, because you went down a couple of games already this season, but that sort of fighting spirit to be able to find something, and the impact of your substitutes, that must be delighting as a player.
Yeah, look, they were fantastic when they came on. Lockie, Wales and Dylan, they made an immediate impact for us, which was great to see. But yeah, look, for us, you know, we've got to be better in some certain situations. We conceded some sloppy goals. That's definitely something we've got to look at. But, you know, the overall character of the team was shown tonight, and, you know, it was, like I said, very important to get the 3 points and a massive win for us.
We're obviously watching the replay of your goal. Talked before the match about not remembering too many goals you've scored, but Mark Rudin wants you to play up a little bit higher. You must be delighted to get on the score sheet and get your team your first win.
Yeah, look, obviously it's always great to get on the score sheet, especially as a midfielder. You know, I try and make those late runs into the box, and work on my finishing, a lot of training, and luckily today for me it paid off, and it was the winning goal in the end. But overall, look, it was an important win for us, and we move on to the next game now.
Oh, don't be so conservative. It was brilliant, mate. Well done. Don't worry about the conceded goals. Worry about the ones you've scored. Enjoy it tonight, and well done.
Well done, Steve.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Absolutely brilliant performance by Stephen Lustica, and this bloke wasn't too bad either. Nick D'Agostino joins us. Geez, how hard is that to take, Nick? You fought back so many times in that game.
Yeah, it's a bitter pill to swallow. We really need to tighten up at the back. It's it's 8 we've conceded now in our first 2 games. So yeah, we can score goals, but we can also concede them at the moment. We need to really tighten up at the back because we can't keep winning games if we concede 5 goals. So we've got a lot to work on, but yeah, just a little bit of fatigue setting out at the end there, I think.
I know it's obviously hard to see the positives, but what was said at half-time, because you came out a different team, you seemed to hold possession well, and you seemed down and out, but you got some goals. I mean, it still must see some positives in that.
Yeah, definitely. We're creating chemistry and scoring goals up front, and obviously it's great, but we just got a little bit too stretched there towards the end. And obviously 3 days between games, or 2 days between games, we can't let the game get stretched. We really need to tighten up defensively and keep the distances between the lines a lot smaller, so we can just set our block and keep them outside. But yeah, we take a lot of positives. We're creating chances, we're scoring goals. It's just that back third that we really need to tighten up and stop conceding late goals as well.
Well, we've really enjoyed your football in the last few days, Nick. It looked like you're really sharp, on top of your game.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I feel pretty good, so thanks, guys.
Well done, mate.
Cheers.
Well done. Yeah, he's brilliant. He's been fantastic. He was the hero for the Olyroos, remember, in that qualifying tournament. He was the one that led the way and got Australia through to the Olympic Games coming up this year. A good announcement to hear from the Olympic Committee today that everything's going ahead. So Nick D'Agostino will be working hard, because that's a huge motivation for these players, not that they need it.
Well, look, obviously a lot was said about this young boy by Popovic, and, a bit of ill discipline maybe. But I tell you what, I can only hear from the whispers of Perth Glory Club that he's been fantastic on and off the pitch, and you already can see he's reaping the rewards from his performances.
Mark Redan joins us. How many hairs did you lose in that one there, Mark? What a game that was. It's one of the classics of A-League. In the 16 years we've been watching A-League football, I can't remember seeing anything like that.
Yeah, incredible for the people back home, and probably for you guys. I kept looking over the shoulder at Jamie McLaren, and he was having a laugh as well. I actually at 4-4, I think, or 4-3, turned to Richie Garcia and said, mate, we're actually part of something that's going to be rerun for the next 20 years. And we just had a laugh and a chuckle. Look, in hindsight, I think you got to take a deep breath, reflect, and just for as far as we're concerned, much needed 3 points. I mean, we wanted to win today. How we've done it, we'll assess that and have a look at it over the next couple of days. But the most important thing is that we got through what was an incredible game.
You must be, I know obviously you're on a high and you want to take all the positives out, but you finished that first half so well, and you come out the second half a completely different team. Is it maybe because of the pressure that Perth put you under, or was it the way you started that second half?
I believe it's the way we started. We had a good chat about striving for that second goal, and the only way we're going to do that is by being on the front foot, moving the ball quickly and playing with intensity. A lot of coaches will tell you the same thing. You can go through all the what-ifs and all the scenarios, explain to all the players exactly what's required, but it's a behaviour. That wasn't even tactical. It's a behaviour. And with the behaviours isn't up there, that's what disappointed me the most, because we just weren't there. We always waited for them, to get that goal for us to get into gear again. So, they'll be spoken about, because I'm pretty big on habits and behaviours, and I think that's the most important thing for us.
But speaking of behaviours, would have been easy for the team to drop their heads. 2-1 down, 2 quick goals from Perth. But the way the game just seesawed, your team continued to find a response when they could have easily have dropped their heads, I suppose.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think the substitutions made a big difference as well. It was funny, at 1-1, I was planning on making a 2-pronged substitution, but I made it 3, and then, it's always nice when you see Dylan, or a sub come on, and Lockie Wales as well, and, they all helped. But you're right, at 4-4, any other team may have dropped their heads and thought, but they kept fighting. They kept going. We finally got our noses in front, and then it was time to actually change things up for me. and that was getting into a low block and becoming hard to beat and not giving too much away and just seeing at the result.
Well, if you keep on putting on football like that, you'll fill these stands within a few weeks.
Well, Zappers, it's the teams that I like to coach like to play open attacking football, and it's happened. We've always scored goals last year and the year before as well, so that won't change as far as I'm concerned. And we are. Let's not kid ourselves in the entertainment industry, and the supporters need to start to come out to more games, not just watching on TV. So if we can play that our part as coaches, then so be it.
Thanks, Mark. Fantastic. Well done on the win today. Plenty more coming up. Archie Thompson, we're going to a break. We've got a post-game show to wrap up some more of this extraordinary action here this afternoon in Geelong. Western United 5, Perth Glory 4. Western United's first win. As we go to the break, Conor McGregor is back in the UFC.
An entire country is standing on their feet right now. The Irish superstar Conor McGregor is set to face UFC veteran Dustin Poirier. One of the best on earth. And they have been on each other's nerves for weeks.
Is this your toughest test today? If Conor could fight half as good as he can speak, I think it would be.
Dustin thinks it's all talk, but when he wakes up with his nose plastered on the other side of his face, he's gonna know it's not all talk.
I've never disliked somebody that much I've ever fought.
It has just escalated throughout the week. We're about to hit the climax. Oh! He hurt him. Wow. That's the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistake about it. Conor McGregor is for real.
This is the new era of the fighting Irish, and I brought my whole country with me. If one of us go to war, we all go to war. We're ready for war.
Conor McGregor! Oh, he slapped him! History has been made! The first man ever to hold 2 titles simultaneously.
Oh, that looks good. The force fighter to secure knockout victories across 3 weight divisions. Etch my name in history one more time for the Irish people.
He's done it all right. Congratulations to him. But now it's time to fight again.
Dustin Poirier! This is a phenomenal knockout artist, a guy with tremendous cardio, fantastic work ethic. He's earned his spot here.
When you get knocked down, you have to get back up. This is a different fight. When I do the best is damage people. I plan on executing. Conor, and I'm gonna take you out.
This is a rematch that everybody wants to see.
Surprise, surprise, the king is back.
Conor McGregor! One of the most iconic fighters in mixed martial arts history.
I'm on a sleepiest bill. One shot is all it takes me. I always come out on top.
Dustin Poirier! He's as tough as they come.
I'm one of the best in the world. One mistake, and it's over. I'm gonna stop Conor by any means necessary.
Let's go! It's time! Catch it in the crowd. Oh, there we go.
This is huge. Opponent! Unbelievable. Big Bash cricket.
This summer, flavour your adventure with Macca's. The new crispy barbecue McOz is here with 100% Aussie beef, juicy beetroot and crispy onions. Or try the new Aussie Angus burger with onion rings and bacon. And why not add a side of new golden onion rings? Wherever summer takes you, we'll be here.
Summer is my favourite time of year. It is a great time to relax with family and friends in summer. You have the nice warm nights where you can just sit out and just shoot the breeze. To set up a perfect entertaining area this summer, all you really need is a table and chairs, a barbecue and a nice umbrella. For me, it's just sitting around with my family, just relaxing and enjoying a good meal from the barbecue. I reckon they're the moments you'll remember all year long. At our place, that's how we summer.
Re-engineered, redefined, restyled. The all-new Isuzu D-Max is reborn.
Shout out to my dog Spud, you little ripper.
I want to shout out my dad and my mum. I'm saying this on TV to make me the favourite child. I also want to shout out his mum.
Share a Coke and submit your shout out and you could be on TV this summer.
3, 1, go!
New James Squire Broken Shackles Refreshing Lager.
Don't run out of data this summer with Vodafone's $30 prepaid plus plan. Get a huge 40 gigabytes total data on your first 3 recharges, then infinite data to browse at speeds of up to 1.5 megabits per second until your recharge expires. E-rule with Vodafone.
Here in Australia, we do summer like nowhere else.
Summer is definitely boots off and thongs on.
It's keeping our drinks cold.
And the Barbie hot. Because you never know who might drop in.
Summer is the smell of sunscreen.
The sound of a wicket.
It's even pulling on the gloves for a little bit of DIY. We'll help you make the most of Australia's favourite season.
Because here in Australia...
And here at Bunnings.
That's how we summer.
There's never been a better time to explore and appreciate our own backyard. This is Coast Australia, the brand new season of Coast Australia, Mondays 7:30 on the History Channel or watch on demand.
Well, it's a game that'll go down in A-League history as one of the classics. Western United score their first win of the campaign against Perth Glory. Final scoreline 5-4 to the home side. A game that was 1-0 at half-time. 8 goals scored in the second half. The most ever goals scored in a half of football. Steven Lustica with the winner for Western United. His first goal of the season. And what a way to do it in front of his home crowd in Geelong. A couple of strikers next to me loved every minute of that second half of football. Archie Thompson, Jamie McLaren. Jamie, I'll let Archie get his voice back. I've almost lost mine, but that was just a brilliant display of football from both sides. Forget about the defensive stuff. Let's talk about the attacking stuff.
Just scrap the first half in general. I mean, that second half was something that I've never ever seen before, not even been a part of. So I was even having a conversation with Rudes during it, you know, and it was just saying this is crazy. And it was a fantastic second half, and all the goals were top notch.
Well, here are the goals in the second half, Archie. Carlo Amiento came on as a sub on Wednesday night. He did that. Another brilliant finish by him on that left foot. This is 1-1, and now 2-1. Bruno Forlaroli, he gets lost in the craziness of today. His 100th game, scores that beautiful backheel goal.
Well, it's all about the subs today. It's the impact that they made. I mean, Dylan Perez, you know, comes on for
So
Perth.
Perez comes back and scores 2, gives the advantage back to Western United 3-2, and then this from Nick D'Agostino makes it 3-3.
It's mind-boggling. I mean, like Archie said, the subs changed the game, and it happened last week. It worked in our favour, but this week's worked for Western United, and even Amiento coming on, making a sub. He's got an assist and 2 goals. It's fantastic for a young boy like him coming on, and they'll grow from that, but at the same time, it's just a crazy game that they can all be proud that they're a part of.
What I loved about this game of football was how both sides responded to conceding a goal. They just didn't let it get them down and came back and thought, well, we can respond, we can get one back.
Yeah, well, I like the response from Perth. I mean, because from large periods of that second half, I was thinking to myself, when are these legs going to get tired for them? But they just kept coming and coming, even when they went down. I mean, like they were still fighting. But again, for Western United, last week's performance, after, you know, a good performance and they end up losing, maybe those doubts would have been creeping into the players. But the way that they finished off that, I mean, for me, this game's going to probably last a long time in the memory.
As a striker, Jamie, it's one of those ones where you wanted to be. You're itching to jump over that sideline, I imagine.
Oh, absolutely. And you saw the minute Best comes off, all the goals start to happen. And that's got nothing to do with, say, Best's quality. It just happened to be the changes of the subs changed the game. And you know, a guy like Bex, if he was out there, could have been a big different story.
Yeah. But Dylan Piraeus made a huge difference. Lockie Wales, players you know very well, their energy and movement. And I was so surprised by Dylan Piraeus and his sharpness, especially in front of goal.
Yeah, well, he's naturally not a striker. So I think Rude's wanted to use his pace, and you saw when the game was nearly done, he wanted to still use his pace to kill time and sort of the stoppage time to get him behind. But look, he's a fantastic player. We had him at Melbourne City for a while and just couldn't quite get enough appearances, and he joined Western United, and he's done quite well, and credit to him.
We could talk about this one for hours, but coming up on Fox Sports, you've got a lot to live up to, Grant Brebner. The Melbourne Victory coach joins us from Cooper's Stadium. Thanks for joining us. I'm not sure if you caught any of the madness from Geelong, but on your game, this is always a huge occasion when Victory play Adelaide United. It's been a while between drinks for your side.
Yeah, absolutely, Zappers. It's, you know, over the years there's been a fair rivalry between these clubs, and I've experienced it as a player, and I certainly mentioned it to the new boys today, just what it's going to be like when they enter the pitch tonight.
Hey, Brebs, it's Macca. Mate, just wanted to ask you about Robbie Cruz. Obviously, fantastic that he's back. You would have been itching maybe to start him today?
Yeah, look, Robbie's worked really hard over the off-season to get to where he is today. He's still not 100% in terms of fitness, but he's injury-free, Jamie. So, look, for him to be a part of this squad, it just makes us, you know, it strengthens us again. And when I turn to look down that bench, I'll certainly be looking to try and get him on sooner rather than later.
Yeah, well, you finally got your squad together, Grant.
Yep.
You must be delighted about that, because you played 45 minutes against Brisbane, and that was fantastic. And then you kind of lost your way a little bit, but now you've kind of had a bit of time to work, and now you've got your team that you want. Are you excited about tonight?
Absolutely, Archie. It's been a long hangover since that Brisbane game, and you know, and it was hurting. You know, it's been hurting for us because we've sat back and we've watched everybody play games, and we've had to, you know, dwell on that one. But we've certainly used it as motivation, and we've managed to get another couple of games in against MPL sides, and everybody's got more match minutes into them, and we're certainly in a better place tonight than we were in that first game.
What can we expect from your side tonight in terms of Rudy Gested? We saw him play against Altona, scored a couple of goals midweek.
Yep.
What can we expect from him?
Yeah, look, it was obviously a confidence boost for him as well, Zappas, for him to get those goals. But, you know, we'll give it a go tonight. We're not going to sit back here. There'll be times, obviously, during the game where we'll try and manage it. But, yeah, we're certainly coming here to win the game, and you'll see that from the offset.
Is the break between games an advantage for you? I know you spoke about wanting time to gel this team together, yep. Given that you played in the Asian Champions League, but with so many new players, you needed time to get that understanding between the players.
Yeah, look, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other Zappers. It would have been great for that continuity of games to keep going, but I genuinely feel the break, you know, came at a good time for us because we have gelled on and off the park, and you know, players have got familiar with each other, and yeah, like I said, hopefully we see that again tonight.
Well, it looks like it's pumping there at Cooper Stadium. A big Melbourne Victory support always there. We look forward to tuning in soon.
Thanks, boys.
Grant Brebner, the coach of Melbourne Victory. It's an electric atmosphere, as you can see. Don't go away anywhere. That's coming up soon here on Fox Sports. Also coming up with our post-game will continue. And in March, believe it or not, the AFL is back.
Oh, boy, she's on now. That's off the scale. Well, that doesn't fire you up. Nothing will.
Without the football is the reason why you win the flag.
When the moment came, he seized it like no one else. You can't script this. Live sport, the best reality TV there is. So it's all to play for.
Now is the time to get outside and do those big projects. It's put that retaining wall in, put those pavers down and get that deck built.
If you are looking at doing some home improvements, our DIY videos online are really good for that. They make it simple, and if you can do it yourself, you can save a heap of money.
It doesn't need to cost a fortune to make your outdoor area look great. You can come in and you can do it for a great price.
Summer's a great time to do those bigger projects.
Shop at Bunnings wherever you are, whenever you want.
Maxigesic is a unique double-action formulation for fast, effective pain relief.
Put Maxigesic to the test for your pain.
And if you're not satisfied, I'll give you your money back.
See maxigesic.com.au for details.
Hungry Jack's new Tropical Whopper with juicy pineapple, double bacon and smoky barbecue sauce. The Tropical Whopper, only at Hungry Jack's.
Dive in, break free and get amongst it in the 7-seat Isuzu MUX from just $46,990 drive away. Plus get a free 3-ton towing pack across the 4x4 range.
Online privacy is not about hiding. It's about protecting. Your data is valuable. It can be collected, sold or stolen. Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Shout out to my dad, Bobby BB.
I want to shout out my best friend Maria. I love spending time with her and we have so much fun together.
Share a Coke and submit your shout out and you could be on TV this summer.
Terry White Chemmart Real Deals are here. Shake up your routine with the help of Tony Ferguson Classic Shake Range. 14 pack just $38 each. Save 20%. Real value every day at Terry White Chemmart.
Till death do us part.
So these are people that tried to kill us. Yeah. We kill everyone on the list.
Till death.
Do you really think they come back?
I know, Jack. This is unfinished business.
I'm coming for you. And there's nothing you can do about it.
The final series of Tin Star starts Wednesday, February 3 on BBC First and Watch on Demand.
This program brought to you by Bunnings Warehouse. Bet365. Gamble responsibly. Macca's new summer range. Amy. Lucky you're with Amy. And Burson Auto Parts. Over 190 stores. We stock parts. Lots of parts.
A-League football continues on Fox Sports tonight. The original rivalry. Melbourne Victory travelling to Adelaide to take on the Reds. Carl Viet's side will be looking to respond after a pretty flat performance on Wednesday night against the Perth Glory. They've been very good under Carl Viet so far, but a bit uncharacteristic on Wednesday night against Perth. And the man on the ground for us tonight on the sideline, Robbie Cornthwaite, soaking up the atmosphere, giving high fives to all the crowd who love him still over there. Robbie, how's it building, mate?
It's building fantastically. I was actually just getting heckled by some of the Adelaide fans, so I'm not sure what I did to deserve that. Probably something. But yeah, you're right, Zappers. This is a huge game. It's the biggest game of the season for an Adelaide crowd, bar a final, of course. And there couldn't be two different preparations. You mentioned Melbourne had that really long break. They've worked on getting minutes into their players' legs. And then Adelaide on the flip side, trip back from Perth, only a couple of days to turn it around. Really, really hot. So it's going to be interesting to see how the two sides adjust to the conditions.
Obviously, you've been in and around the team, the Adelaide team. What's the feel leading into this game? Obviously, because they're obviously disappointed from their match against Perth. Is there still a good feeling in the squad?
Yeah, Arch, it certainly is. I mean, 8 games under Carl, 7 of them have been very, very good, and this is sort of the outlier. So I think they're just they're not brushing over it, but they know that's not their usual standard. The other big thing is Carl Viet, Ross Aloisi, they've got a lot of experience in this fixture, but they don't need to tell the players about that because most of these boys are South Australian. They grew up watching this club. They grew up coming to the game. They know what it means to wear the Adelaide United shirt, and they're all ready to go. And Mo Toure obviously gives them a real boost and a bit of excitement in that front third, and it really lifts the whole group.
Was it uncharacteristic, the display on Wednesday night against Perth Glory? They just looked flat. Robbie, what was Carl Viet said about that?
Well, I asked him yesterday in the press conference what was the reason behind that result, and he said he didn't actually really know. He spoke to all the boys. They all said we felt good, we felt great, and I'm sure Macca and Archie can tell you, those trips over to Perth, sometimes the pitch is a little bit heavy, the weather was warm. I know it's only a 3-hour time difference, but it does make a difference, and maybe the young boys, some of the younger players, it may be a little bit too much for them.
Thanks for joining us, Robbie. We look forward to your insights on the sideline tonight, right after this break. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, boys.
All right, coming up after the break, it's Melbourne Victory and Adelaide United. Archie Thompson, Jamie McLaren, thank you so much. Thank you. A great day here in Geelong. It's going to get better tonight in Adelaide. A big game coming up on the other side of this break.
Still right to drop them off?
Where were you thinking?
How about Macca's again?
Which one? There's two of them.
If you're facing north, turn right at the one on the left.
Seriously?
Traffic is building up on the freeway, but looks like traffic is flowing freely past the Maccas on Church Street.
Wait! Man, that was so hectic.
Rule the outdoors with the Makita LXT range of brushless outdoor power equipment. Take control of your lawn without the need for petrol. Give your garden a professional finish with less noise. Cut hardwood down to size with more power. Now with a 5-year limited warranty on new cordless products. Makita, when power means business.
One little thing. What's one little thing going to do? What if that one little thing wasn't a lonely little thing? Instead, that one little thing was just one of lots of one little things that together can make big things happen. Then that one little thing can change the world. IKEA.
Oh no, it's the boss. Why did you agree to umpire the annual office cricket match? Oh, that's out. So what's the plan, champ? Are you going to be a yes man or do the right thing? Nice. 3 times the protection for those high pressure moments. Rexona Clinical.
Special Coke shout out to my old mate Andrew. You've always been a mate, and you're definitely old. Cheers.
Share a Coke and submit your shout out, and you can be on TV this summer.
Window fully pinataed, Keith. Some insurers don't fix it excess-free, which could affect next year's party budget.
That's not a pinata, Dad.
But luckily, Amy has an option that does, and that's what I call a pinata. Does your home insurer offer optional excess-free glass cover? Amy does.
It's sweet and so irresistible. Take your summer pick-me-up to the next level with a delicious McCafe flavoured iced coffee. Drive through today.
This program brought to you by Bunnings Warehouse. Macca's new summer range. Amy. Lucky you're with Amy. And Burson Auto Parts. Over 190 stores. We stock parts, lots of parts.
It is the A-League's original rivalry, the 53rd meeting between Adelaide United and the Melbourne Victory. Both teams looking to bounce back from poor performances last start. The Victory 3 weeks ago, that was their only game of the campaign so far, beaten at home 3-1 by Brisbane, while Adelaide United on the quick backup after copping 5 in Perth. Safe smoke in the active area for the home fans. The Red Army And travelling support as well for the victory at Cooper Stadium here in these COVID times. They are well supported again. They've got some new faces to look forward to as well. Grant Brebner has recruited big time from the UK, and he's had plenty of time to get minutes into the legs ahead of their second game of the season. Robbie Slater, this is a fixture we all look forward to.
We certainly do. These two do not like each other. It's, as you said, the original rivalry, many famous matches down the years, and this one shapes up as something exciting. Let's hope we get something as exciting as we just witnessed down there in Geelong. Western United and Perth Glory not putting on a great defensive show, but certainly a great attacking show. But these two teams are coming off poor performances. Victories was quite some time ago against Brisbane in their very first game, where they were excellent in the first half, terrible in the second half. And Adelaide United, well, 5-3 flattered them really against Perth. And we'll see what kind of reaction we get from Carl Viet's team.
Here come the two teams. They faced off in two grand finals a long time ago now, 2007 and 2009. Both of those won by the team in navy blue, of course. And Lee Broxham, who's been around the club since day dot with the captain's armband. It's a big occasion for that young man.